Welcome to Action Coach TV. Chris Steele here to talk about a new innovation from Action Coach. It's Startup Coach. It's a solution from Action Coach, and today we have the pleasure of being joined by the founder and CEO of Action Coach, Mr. Brad Sugars. Brad, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks, Chris. Good to be with you.
Great, always a pleasure. So, Brad, suppose I were a business owner. How would I know whether or not I need business coaching?
Well, I think if you ask yourself the question, do I need a business coach, then the answer is in the question. I've always been a firm believer of if you have to ask, the answer is yes. You know, it doesn't always go down well with my wife, but, you know, most of the time it works in business. You know, look, do you need a business coach? You know, 5 years ago, it was kind of a luxury to have a business coach. You know, you had a business coach if you could afford it type thing. Today in business, it's no longer a luxury to have a coach. It's what, you don't have a coach? What do you mean you don't have a coach? Because I always say to people, well, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to have a coach, or would you prefer to know that your competitor got a coach? You know, because business today is moving at such a rapid rate. Prices going up, down, costs, this, employees. There's so much to keep abreast of in business. The last thing you want to do is go that road alone. You know, having a great coach, you don't see super sporting teams or super sports stars going it without a coach. You know, I'm sure you've seen some of I follow the tennis a fair bit and the golf, and I watch some of these superstars that they get rid of their coach and all of a sudden they're not doing so well anymore. Wonder why that is? Well, it's pretty simple. When you don't have a coach, you can't see the forest for the trees. You've got to have a coach at every step of the way in business. You are so busy in the day-to-day that sometimes you'll miss the really obvious things about how to make more money for the business.
Right. So, Brad, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but, you know, all businesses are different. So how could a coach help my business if they actually don't work in it?
Well, all businesses are different, but all businesses come from the same fundamentals. You got to sell a product or service at a profit. It's got to be delivered by human beings. You know, you've got to account for it. You've got to manage it. You've got to, you know, all of these things. The fundamental core of business is the same. The strategies by which you go about it are different in every single business. Now, as for a coach not being in the business, if they were in the business, it would be worthless having them. Because what happens is the moment you get into the business too much, you become a part of the furniture. You become a part of the problem, not so much a part of the solution. In that, you know, why do we do it that way? Well, because we always have. A good coach will question that. A good coach will come from the mindset of more of a client than a member of that team. You know, I've always said the best coaches are ones who've never been in your industry, because they don't have an idea or a perception on how it should be done in this industry. It's very important you understand that there is a combination of knowledge of your business and your industry, plus the coach's knowledge of business and the fundamentals and the core strategies for building profitable commercial businesses. Add those two knowledge bases together, and that's where you get the results.
Okay, great. So, Brad, the Startup Business Coaching Program, exactly what is it, and what type of business is it best suited for?
Well, as the name suggests, it's suited for a startup-sized business. We call this our bronze level program. It's really for business owners who've just gotten into business or who are very micro-sized business. They may have been around for a year or two, but they're still not growing yet. So it's a bi-weekly program whereby a coach will work with the business owner one-on-one. They'll develop a plan for the business every 90 days. They will work through the strategies and implement the strategies over the period, and really aim at coaching those very small micro or startup businesses into a point of higher revenues and higher profitability.
Okay, so to the next level, Brad, what is the ultimate aim of the Startup Business Coaching Program for business?
Well, the main aim is to get them to the next level of business coaching step up, where we can take them to that next level where they start doing bigger and bolder strategies to build the business beyond that level. You know, the startup program is really about getting them through that basic fundamentals of the business. It's not about building a massive business, but you've got to get a commercial model that works and that delivers consistent, reliable revenues and profitability in the business, and that's really where startup is focused.
Okay, great. So Say I were a business owner that was interested in learning more about the Startup Business Coaching Program. What would be my next steps at this point?
Well, you can search on the website actioncoach.com. You can go through all the information on there about the program, or you can click the contact button or the find a coach button. You can call the coach that gave you this DVD if you're watching it on DVD. Any way that you go about it, that's where you're going to get the results. Find someone, contact them, and ask them to come out and spend some time with you and show you how the program works. They'll need you to fill in a questionnaire and give you some more information and probably spend some time with you on the telephone to make sure that you know what it is you're looking for and what it is you're trying to achieve with coaching. But get in touch with someone soon.
Great. Wonderful, Brad. Always a pleasure. Thanks for your time today.
Hey, Chris, great to be here and really great to talk about Startup Coach. It's an exciting program, and for a business that's at that level, it's something that you just got to do. There's no use just saying, well, I'll wait and see how I go, because it's the wait and see how you goes that come to us and say, well, I've burnt through all my capital, but I need help. No. Come to us when you got some capital so we can actually do good things with what you've got.
Very good. Okay, so join us next time here on ActionCOACH.tv, where we're joined once again by Brad to talk about Step Up Coach.